You're live. It says I'm live, so I presume it is. Well, it's that time again, folks, and good evening to everybody. It's Sunday night. It's 8 o'clock, and it's time for Nick's Sunday night Valentine quiz. Well, you weren't expecting that, were you? Oh, well, it looks like we've got 6 rounds of interesting trivia all about Valentine. Well, not really. You'll be pleased to know it's not all Valentine's, but there's a bit in there for all you people that like dating and going on Snapchat or Tinder or whatever else. I hope you know all your facts. Right, it appears tonight we have signing in first tonight. We've got PRS. So welcome to PRS. Good evening, Matt. Hope all is well with you and the family, and you're all keeping well, raring to do battle again. Squeaky Bob have just joined us, so we've got hello Neil and Tracy here from Squeaky Bob. Great to see you, along with Mike Yates has also joined us and saying good evening to everybody. Good evening, Mike. Hope all is well with you and you're keeping well. Now then, we've just had a big change in weather today. It's been freezing cold for the last few days, but thankfully this evening I've just been out to get ready to put the car on charge tonight, and suddenly we've got much warmer feel outside altogether. So hopefully over the next day or two we should have get rid of all this horrible cold weather we've been having. However, of course, it has its downside. We get rain all the time, and it's been absolutely pouring down for the last half hour outside the house, but never mind. Right, Chris has just joined us. Good evening, Chris. Hope all is well with you and the family. And Lisa's just joined us. She's saying good afternoon all. Team UK USA saying happy Valentine's Day. Well, happy Valentine's Day to you, Lisa. You'll have to let me know what the better half bought you. Did he get you a nice bunch of roses, or was it some chocolates? You'll have to let me know. We didn't get up to doing much at all at home, but there you go. Talking of chocolates, the wife scratching the chocolates. It looks like she needs to. Yes, of course. Looks like the wife needs to pass me one over. She's going to throw one at me any second now, so I better see what we're doing. Jed and Tracy, oh, it's on its way. Oh, there it is. Look, I've got a chocolate. Whoa. Right, Jed and Tracy have just joined us. Great to see you, Jed and Tracy. Hope all is well with you too. And Lydia's just said, evening all. We've got Keith just joined us, 10 degrees and raining all day in Minehead. Well, it started off here this morning, Keith. It was about 2 degrees. It'd been 2 degrees most of the day until, because it's been overcast. But there was still very bitter cold wind. But of course, things have improved, as I say, this evening. And suddenly, it's starting getting quite warm this evening. So let's just hope so. Oh, look at this. Lisa's just saying, I got chocolates and a good book. I got him chocolates and a good book also. Well, that's fair enough. Provided they weren't the same ones, it doesn't really matter, does it? Right, we've got 40 teams so far, or 40 people logged in, raring to go. Now Martin's just saying, now fielding a full Weak Links team. Excellent. Dave and Anna have also just joined us. Good evening, Dave and Anna. I hope the bad weather's disappeared now. I don't know whether that's... you'll have to let me know whether all the snow's gone or whether it's busily melting as we say, because of course you've had it pretty bad down in Essex area, haven't you? Andrew's just saying good evening all. Of course, he's part of the Weak Links team, I think, tonight. They're teamed up tonight. Clive and Janet with the teasers. Happy Valentine's Day. To Nick and all. Still chilly up here. Well, I don't think the warm air's reached you yet, Clive and Janet, but it will do. It's on its way, I think. Home Alone 6 have just joined us. Good evening, Home Alone 6. All is well. Hope you're keeping well. Great to see you, Carol, yesterday, even if it was a bit of a distance, but never mind. It's great to see you all the same. And still, hope you're still enjoying the quizzes. Tonight is quiz number 90 of 90. You'll be pleased to know. Obviously, we've been doing two a week now for just under a year, so it won't be long before we've done a full year's worth of quizzes from home, which is rather strange, but never mind. Right, Hillary's just joined us. She's just said good evening from Stephen Hills and Dexter. Of course, Dexter the dog. I hope Dexter's all right. So I expect he's been out, no doubt, trouncing in the snow and whatever else. It's difficult to keep dogs clean and whatever else in this type of weather, isn't it? Never mind. Good bath and put him to bed. That's what I say. So is Dexter the dog going to stay awake for tonight's quiz as he's the quick team captain? You'll have to let me know. Pick-a-Mix have just joined us. Good evening, Pick-a-Mix. Hope all is well with you. And also, Michelle's just joined us. She's saying, hello, everybody, from James, Charlie, and Michelle. Now then, last week's results, we had one of the closest competitions last Sunday that we've had in a good long while, with PRS eventually running out winners by half a point last week. They pipped everybody with 60.5 points. However, right on their heels, we had the Rugby Rotary Club on 60 points. We had Split the Difference on 60 points, and we had the Quizzy Rascals all on 60 points. It was a very close thing. Not far behind them, we had the Ridgeways, which was a great effort, on 57, and Mick Roberts on 57. And again, not far behind them, we had the Famous Five, who were always there or thereabouts with the 56. So it was very, very close last week. We also had Keith Mitchell, Pinky and Perky, Chris Speak, Michelle and Charlie, Home Alone. They were all in the lower 50s, but they did very well indeed. Now then, Ian Anthony James has just joined us. He's saying Don Quixote signing in from Rugby, Lower Hill Morton, and London. Well, great to see you all. I hope you're keeping your spirits up. Dave's just saying snow still hanging around, but at least the roads are now clear. Well, I think, Dave, you'll probably find by tomorrow night a lot of that may have gone, if you're lucky. We'll have to see. You did have an awful lot of snow, which is certainly more than we thought we'd have. Who'd have thunk it? We're a team. Who'd have thunk it says hi. Where's the bar? Aha. Well, depends what bar we're talking about. I've got my bar just here. Little bar full of bottles here, ready to keep me entertained for the evening. But there's some more in the fridge. Obviously, we don't want them getting too warm. So we're starting tonight. You'll be pleased to know who thunk it on some, what am I starting on? Plum Porter from Titanic Brewery. Excellent beer. Nice, dark, rich and fruity. What's that? Oh, I haven't paid him yet. No, Chris, I haven't paid you yet. Sorry, I forgot about that. Oh, the money will be in the post, honest. Right, Jed and Tracy are saying, we have lost picture. Any ideas, anyone? Has everybody else got a live stream? My live stream's okay. Just try the refresh button. There is a refresh button somewhere at the bottom of your screens, isn't it, Rand? Do you all seem to know? I don't know, because I get a different screen, of course, which is not very helpful. So hit the refresh button. It will hopefully bring me back to life. If you might be better off with that, looking at me, but never mind. Georgie is saying, hello from the Yorkies. So great to see you, Georgie. Rory, hope you're keeping well. Have you got Linda in your team tonight? You have to let me know. Penny's also just joined us. Hello from Holland. That's Holland on Sea. Still cold here. Rain for a while earlier, but not enough to get rid of the snow or ice. No, it sounds like it in snowy old Essex. Blimey, it's been a bit cold there, hasn't it? Probably not doing the strawberry crops any good, to be fair, but never mind. Pinky and Perky are just signing in. Good evening, Diane. Hope all is well with Pinky and Perky. I did mention Pinky and Perky last week. The fantastic 63 points. Not bad at all. As I did with the Ridgeways, and they were on a fantastic 57 points last week. Well done, the Ridgeways. Right, Graham Gifford's just joined us. That's Graham and Jane. Good evening from Uppertuff. This is Uppertuff near Cambridge. Still snowy on the mountaintops, they're saying there. So, yes, I don't think it's quite gone through yet. You are so hardcore, Nick. Yeah, a bit of Plum Porter, I'm sure. I've got some Jaipur. That's a good one for a bit later. And then a bit of Citra, of course, from Oakham. So we'll see how that goes. And I've got a bottle of some amber ale from Harper's, that marvellous brewery. Oldest special. Right. What's that? Mine's okay, said Robin. The only problem is that I can actually see you. Well, great to see you too. Well, Rob, it's nice to see you as well, Robin. Glad that you can join us. Anyway, that's great. Paulo says, all good, upgraded from council internet. Excellent. That's what we like to see. So you've got a few megabits per second now then, Paul. Better than the old steam driven. I know it's a bit like going from dial-up, I suppose, isn't it? Carol Green's just joined us. Cornish Tyke here as usual. Husband on standby when needed. That's what I like to see. What's he watching? The football or something? Dylan's also just joined us. Good evening, Dylan. Might do the quid tonight. Rugby Rotary Club have just joined us. It's great to see the Rugby Rotary Club. I did mention the Rugby Rotary Club earlier. They were in joint second place last week. Only half a point separated. Separated the team PRS, which ended up last week's winners on 60.5 points. And they were hotly pursued by the Rugby Rotary Club on 60 points, Split the Difference on 60 points, and the Quizzy Rascals on 60 points. So it was a cracking finish to last week's show. So let's see how we do tonight. Now then, as I'd mentioned earlier, we have 6 rounds just on general knowledge, most of it. First round tonight is entitled Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. So if you write the word Valentine's followed by the word day, each of the first initial letters will be the answer, the initial letters of each of your answers. Still snowing here, says Paul Lewis. I don't think it is. It's raining here. Jill's just joined us. She said, hi, Nick and Lydia and Angie. It's thawed on the lower slopes. Well, of course, you do live in Lower Toft, and that is quite a difference between Upper and Lower Toft. Temperature difference must be all of half a degree, surely. Quizzy Rascals have just joined us. What's this, Roy's put? Hillary said she wanted a locket for Valentine's, but I'm so generous, I got her the whole packet. Oh, that is generosity at the best, isn't it, Roy? Lovely. Sarah's just joined us. Good evening, Sarah. Hope you and Russ are keeping well. Have you got a full team tonight? James and Joe joining you? You'll have to let me know. And John's just joined us. He's now this is Alwaz, which I can't really pronounce, but never mind. Alwaz, yeah, something like that. But apparently that's near is it Nottingham Way? Somewhere near there. It's in the Midlands anyway, a bit further away than I know, but never mind. Carol Green, much milder here today, she's saying, but very wet. Chris is just saying, good evening, Nick and Lydia and the Famous Five have also just joined us. Great to see John and the gang. I hope you're all well and raring to do battle again tonight. I did mention the Famous Five a little bit earlier on a fantastic 56 points last Sunday night, so not far off. Yes, Sarah's just saying we've got a full team tonight. Sarah, Russ, James and Joe are all taking part for our friends from Worcester. So it's pronounced Olribos. Olribos? Olribos. Is that Olribos? Does that sound right? Excellent. Well done, John. Thanks for that. That's the way to do quiz questions, because often there's many things I can't pronounce, especially after a few beers. I've got no idea what I'm talking about, but never mind. That's quite normal. Right, so let me just run through tonight's round then. I didn't mention round one was going to be Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, that is round one. Round number two is a round on dating. I hope you know all about dating, and do any of us remember that? Round number three is entitled Love Letters. Love Letters, you'll love that. That is, in fact, an initial letter link. Round number four is a connections round. Round number five is a straightforward trivia trail, nothing to do with Valentine's Day whatsoever in that one, you'll be pleased to know. And finally, we have a bit of general Valentine's quiz mix trivia to keep you going right at the end. Right then, Footy Fox 86 have also joined us, so good evening to Footy Fox 86. Great to see you all. Hope you're keeping well. And Squeaky Bob, oh yes, new to dating, said Squeaky Bob. Well, there's quite a few people that have been trying it, and I have a few questions on dating, so I hope you've been boning up, so to speak, on all your dating techniques. Right then, we've just got a couple of minutes to go, so make sure all of you have got your drinks, beers, spirits, wines, whiskies, whatever you want to drink to hand, along with your nuts or your nibbly nuts, and we'll get going in a couple of minutes. Right, let me just bring up the quiz on my screen just to make sure that I've got everything ready to go. Now, have we got any more problems with the picture, or has everybody got a beautiful picture of a guy in a black shirt with glasses on with a moustache? Well, that's me. What's that? Are you having pancakes on Tuesday, Nick? Any topping suggestions? Yeah. Is it Pancake Day? Used to be known as Pfannkuchen Day to me, but never mind. Pfannkuchens, yeah, fantastic. What did we used to just put? We used to put just treacle and lemon juice, fresh lemon juice, and Lion's treacle on top of our pancakes. That were the best things of the lot. Golden syrup, yes, of course. Right then, with back on the dandelion and burdock tonight, says Carol. Well, great. I hope you've got a good old B&M. I'm not allowed to date. The wife won't let me. Yes. Oh well, that's fair enough. I think we've all got out the habit. That's the problem, isn't it, Dave? Right then, let's get us going. We have 80 people signed on or logged on at the moment, which is great. Do remember, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Pewee1957. It's just the click of a button. And if you like tonight's quiz, or in fact any of my quizzes, just hit the like button. I like to try and get 30 likes on a Sunday night. at least, and it's great to see so many people still taking part in the quiz. Like it or loathe it, I'm still doing it for the time being, at least until the pubs get back open, which is going to be some months yet. I still think we're a good 6 weeks away from opening at the best, so we'll see. Things might change. Right then, are we raring to go? It is now 2015, so without further ado, do remember, I will give you the initial letter of the first answers. I can't remember how many of there are in the first round, I didn't count. 13 of them. Right, here we go. 13 possible answers to the first 13 questions, starting with the letter V. The letter V. Question number 1, derived from the Italian for wasp. Which brand of scooter has been manufactured by Piaggio since 1946? How well do you know your motor scooters? That's what you've got to ask yourself. Oh, Debbie's just saying hello from a Rainy Hill Morton. It is a Rainy Hill Morton tonight, isn't it, Debbie? Been pouring down the last hour. So question 1 again, derived from the Italian for wasp. Which brand of scooter has been manufactured by Piaggio since 1946? Everybody's heard of these things, I'm sure. My son even wanted to buy one at one time. We talked him out of that. Told him how dangerous the things were. Question number 2. It's a 2-word answer. You need the letter A for the first name. Which fictional TV character runs a production company called Pear Tree Productions? Pretty straightforward, that one. I'm sure we've all heard of that. So which fictional TV character runs a production company called Pear Tree Productions? Not that I've seen it for a while, I have to say, but never mind. Got to be around. Right, has anybody been up to anything unusual this last week? You'll have to let me know. And also, do let me know if it's anybody's birthday tonight. And in my usual manner, I will either attempt to sing happy birthday to you, although Robin will hate that, or I will try and play it on my phone, which might be better. So we'll see. Do let me know if there's any birthdays coming up. Question number 3, starting with the letter L, which makes this a dead easy one. Which football team overturned a 3-0 halftime score to win the Champions League final in 2005? Very lucky they were, but never mind. They did it all the same. So which football team overturned a 3-0 halftime score to win the Champions League final in 2005? I'm going to try a bit of chocolate. Delicious. This round's got very little to do with Valentine's other than the initial letters, you'll be pleased to know. So question number 4, starting with the letter E. What is the modern name for the country which was historically known as Abyssinia? So what is the modern name for the country which was historically known as Abyssinia? 2 years this very day. What was 2 years this very day, Squeaky Bob? What's that? Oh, right. Oh, sorry. I'm with you now. I missed out on that one before. 2 years since Neil and I started dating. Well, you might know all the answers to the dating question, then we'll see. Right. I'm eating chocolate. Needs to be washed down with some comporter. What a fine combination. Question number 5. Oh, not another football question. Another football question. With which football club would you associate the Toon Army? A name that stems from the Old English word for town, surprisingly. So question 5 again. With which football team would you associate the Toon Army? A name that stems from the Old English word for town. That starts, of course, with the letter N. Right, question number 6, starting with the letter T. Which area of Manhattan in New York City was originally called Longacre Square before it was renamed in 1904 when a major newspaper moved its headquarters there? So question 6 again. Which area of Manhattan in New York City was originally called Longacre Square before it was renamed in 1904 when a major newspaper moved its headquarters there. I didn't know that, I have to say, before I'd asked the question, but I'm sure most of you worked that one out. Kind of makes sense. Question number 7, starting with the letter I, which gives you a big clue. In March 2020, which European country became the first country to implement a nationwide lockdown because of the COVID-19 virus? So in the March of 2020, which European country became the first country to implement a nationwide lockdown because of the COVID-19 virus? One word answer, starting with the letter I, surprisingly. Question number 8, this is for people that watch the news and or read the newspaper. So question number 8, this is a bit more tricky. What is the name of the American company whose vaccine recently became the first to show in trials that it is effective against the UK coronavirus variant? It's a one-word answer, starting with the letter N for Nick. So what is the name of the American company whose vaccine recently became the first to show in trials that it is effective against the UK coronavirus variant? Whichever one that may be. That is probably the hardest question of the round. Rack your brains, see whether you can remember of this round. Question number 9, starting with the letter E. What is the only property on the Monopoly board that contains all the letters in the word monopoly? It's a 2-word answer, starting with the letter E, which makes it a bit easier for you. So what is the only property on the Monopoly board that contains all the letters in the word monopoly? You need just one of the team to think of that one and go all the way around the Monopoly board, starting at the Old Kent Road. You'll probably be at it for a while, but never mind, I'm sure you'll work it out. Right, it's great to see so many people online at the moment, but 86 current users at the moment, which is a really good turnout tonight. I know the weather's been horrible this last week, but it is great to see so many people taking part in the quiz. Right then, another one for you to work out, but it starts with the letter S, which helps you enormously. How many times in total have the Queen's 4 children been married? When you don't have to be much of a royal to work that one out. So how many times in total have the Queen's 4 children been married? Or married? Yeah, not being married, married, sorry. Starts with the letter S, of course, which kind of helps you a little bit there. Question number 11 is more for the regular churchgoers amongst us. According to chapter 6 of the book of Daniel, which king of the Medes had his friend Daniel thrown into the lion's den? So I'm looking for a king's name starting with the letter D. So according to chapter 6 of the book of Daniel, which king of the Medes has his friend Daniel thrown into the lion's den? He was tricked a bit into throwing him into the den. That's a tricky one. Question number 12. Sculptor Anthony Gormley recently said that planned road improvements to the A1 will have a heartbreaking impact on the views of what? Starting with the letter A, of course. So sculptor Anthony Gormley recently said that planned road improvements to the A1 will have a heartbreaking impact on views of what? do drop the definite article for that one. And finally, question number 13. What is the basic unit of the renminbi, the official currency of China and one of the world's reserve currencies? You don't know it by that name in the UK, but there we have it. So what is the basic unit of the renminbi, the official currency of China and one of the world's reserve currencies? Starts with the letter Y. I'm sure most of you will have heard of that one. Right, there were a couple of very tricky ones in there, but never mind. We'll see how you fared. So you should have 13 answers. They should spell, the initial letters should spell out the word Valentine's Day, if you're lucky. Valentine's Day. Of course, if they don't, if they spell something like gobbledygook, you clearly have got them all wrong. But we'll have to see. Right then, everybody, are we ready to do some marking after round one? We'll see how you've all fared. I'm not expecting many clear on that round, but we'll see. There were some easy ones and some tough ones in there. So question number one, of course, that scooter is known as the Vespa. The Vespa, which of course is the Latin term for wasp. Now, number two was Alan Partridge. Number three, of course, the team that turned round that 3-0 half-time score was Liverpool. Number four was Ethiopia, formerly known as Abyssinia. Number five was Newcastle United. They're better known as the Toon Army. Number six, of course, is Times Square. Number seven, that European country, is Italy. You couldn't have gone far wrong with that one. Number eight, it's called Novavax. Novavax, that American company that have introduced that vaccine against, of course, COVID-19. Number nine is the Electric Company. The Electric Company has all the letters of the word monopoly in that. Number 10, I was after six. Apparently, Charles is married twice, Anne's married twice, Andrew's married once, and so is Edward married once. So six I wanted for that. Question number 11. According to chapter 6 of the book of Daniel, which king of the Medes had his friend Daniel thrown into the lion's den? That was a guy called Darius, King Darius. Well done if you got that. Number 12 was, of course, the Angel of the North sculpture. And finally, number 13 is known as the yuan. The yuan, which is the currency of China. It's the not the official currency, but it's the one you'll see on all the exchanges, the yuan or the wang. I don't quite know how you pronounce it, but there we have it. It could be the one. It's better than two, I suppose. Right then, we've got some scores in. Now, the Rugby Rotary Club have scored a fantastic 13 on that round. Now, that is impressive because that wasn't an easy round, I don't think. Steve Farnham's on 12 with Hills and Steve. We got the Weak Links also on 13 points. Well played. Wait a minute. Paul Dosey saying something about the O's and the not O's. Wait a minute. The Teasers are on 12. Dylan's on 11. We've got Mick Roberts on 11. PRS are on 12. We've got Michelle on 13. The Famous Five are on 12. Carol Green's on 11. We've got Keith Mitchell on 12. Squeaky Bob, a great round there, 13. Sarah and the gang are on 11. Well played them. Trish Ridgway, the Ridgways are on 13. Paul Lewis is on 0. Graham Gibbons on 12. John Humwick on 11. No, it's Faye and Boopy Wells Girls are on 9. We've got David Ann on 11. We've got Don Quixote on 11. Jed and Tracy on 13. Footy Fox 86 are on 9. Debbie McCarthy's on 11. Mike Yates with a clear 13 points as he split the difference. Fantastic. We've got Home Alone 6 on 11. Mike Yates says, sorry, 11. Pick a Mixer on 11. Jill Pugh and Steve are on 12. We've got Chris Beak on 13. Quizzy Rascals are on 11. We've got Lisa Lasky on 12. Pinky and Perky are on 11. Who'da thunked it? Who'da thunked it? You've put that down to really confuse me, haven't you? 9 points. Penny Graham saying, oh dear, never mind, Penny. It's the taking part that counts. And I hope you learn something each week, so that next week we'll know a bit more. That's 7. Jill's just saying, hi, Keith Glynis. Where is the word monopoly in the Electric Company? Well, there's an M, there's an O. Was an N. I don't know. That's what I got there. You meant that uses all the letters. That's exactly what I meant, Paul. You should have thought of that, surely. Never mind. What was the question? I can't remember now. Never mind. Let's not argue about a question. It's the catching up that counts, Paul. Come on, next round. Dating. You know all about that, surely. Oh, God. Now, round number 2 is a tricky one. This is all about dating. So you guys and girls that are either new to the game or have lost love and need to find it again, then here we go. This is all about dating. So round number 1, question number 1 is possibly the trickiest of the lot, but here we go. Now think carefully of the word. Well, we'll see. I'll give you a little bit of a clue with this one, but never mind. Question number 1, what is the name of the Canadian online dating service that has the web address POF.com? And of course, that clearly means something. It uses the tagline, meet singles just like you from across the ocean. Which, slight clue in that one, but never mind. So what is the name of the Canadian online dating service that has the web address POF.com? It's not coming up. No, Lydia didn't think this would come up because it's got a web address in it. So you'll just have to listen to me again. Unless you put the rest of the question without that in it, and then I'll. So you've really got to figure out what POF stands for in terms of dating, which I'm sure you can figure out, some of you. POF. Why not POF.com? I think that's what she's tried, Robin. Is that what you've tried? Yeah, she's tried that. Their algorithms are getting too good, Robin, I have to say. She's trying a different route, see whether we can do it again. Ah, there we go. Oh, no, yes. Ah. Andrew's just said to Paul, good evening, Paul. Need to play more board games. Well, Monopoly is a speciality, that's for sure, isn't it, Andrew? Right, question number 2. Listen carefully. Hosted by Cilla Black, what show originally ran on Saturday nights from 30th of November 1985 to the 31st of May 2003 on ITV? No, it doesn't mean that, Faye, but you're on the right lines. You're on the right lines. You've got 2 of the 3. Well, the middle word's only a 2-letter word, and you're very close with that one. Has that not come up either? Oh, bother. Lydia's struggling with the second one as well, but never mind. Hosted. Oh, didn't it? Oh, it's come up on mine. Never mind. What? Not after Andrews? Oh. Right, question number 2 again. Hosted by Cilla Black, what show originally ran on Saturday nights from the 30th of November 85 to the 31st of May 2003? That's actually a decent run, isn't it? I didn't realise it'd been going that long. Right then, question number 3. This is for all you texters and things. What do the letters GSOH stand for when written in a Lonely Hearts advert? So if you were to put a Lonely Hearts advert, you've got to know what this acronym stands for. So what do the letters GSOH stand for when written in a Lonely Hearts advert? Let's see whether the guys or the ladies get this. So have just seeing your team, whether it's the blokes that get it or whether the ladies that get it. It's very important in dating textology, whatever they call it. Not that I'd know, but never mind. Question number 4. This is another TV show. This used to be on again on Saturday nights or Saturday evenings. Hosted by comedian Paddy McGuinness, the TV show Take Me Out aimed for a male contestant to get to date with one of how many single women? I had them all lined up across the stage, and He had to woo one of them in the end, somehow or other. So, hosted by comedian Paddy McGuinness, the TV show Take Me Out aimed for a male contestant to get a date with one of how many single women? Come on, you blokes, you'll all know that one, surely. Must have watched the show at least once. I know all my Rotarians will be all over that one, surely. It's the thing Kevin Keane, what? Sorry, I don't get you into trouble, Kevin. I'm sure you never watched it once, but never mind. If it helps, it's a round number. And talking of dreadful TV shows, this is one I particularly didn't like, but never mind. Question number 5, which British dating reality show has produced a considerable amount of controversy, with 4 people linked to the show having died by committing suicide since it was first aired in 2015. A bit more serious, that one, and a bit depressing. It's a bit of a depressing question, really, but never mind. So, which British dating reality show has produced a considerable amount of controversy, with 4 people linked to the show having died by committing suicide since it was first aired in 2015? I never thought they should have aired it in the first place, but it seems to be a big hit. Gets the viewing figures, that's what it's all about. Happy Valentine's, Roy. What did you, well, besides the locket that you bought, dear Hillary, Roy, what did you get then today? Was it some red roses, chocolates? Come on, what did you treat her to? Nothing rude. Question number 6, this is one you'll all get. If this just needs a bit of lateral thinking. Who dated an Australian surfer called Blaine when she was on a break from her longtime partner, Carson? That's his surname, by the way. I meant to put another word in there. Wait a minute, I will put another word in there. I'll rephrase that and make it a bit easier for you. Who dated an Australian surfer called Blaine when she was on a break from her longtime partner, Kenneth Carson? Bit of a daft question, that one. Come on, think daft. You can't go far wrong with that one. That's the one, Kenneth Carson. Bit of a dark horse, apparently he was. She fell out with him and went off with some other bloke. A nice one, Roy. I got a rose. It's not sure how many is correct etiquette, so brought her the whole tin. You should have been on stage, you know, Roy. You've got some cracking jokes sometimes. Question number 7. A 2005 episode of which TV sitcom saw the title character receive a ticket to a speed dating event for her 40th birthday, only to find that most of the others at the event were other villagers? Sounds like Crick to me, that one. All in the same village. So a 2005 episode of which TV sitcom saw the title character receive a ticket to a speed dating event for her 40th birthday, only to find that most of the others at the event were other villagers? Oh dear. Robin, Black Beauty, now there's a dark horse. Oh dear. I've just changed from a magnificent porter to a rather sharp Jaipur. Oh dear. Right then, question number 8, listen carefully. Silver Singles is a UK-based online dating site which is dedicated to people above what age? I'll give you the choice. Is it over 50s, over 60s, or over 70s? I suppose I'm a bit silver now. I never used to be. So Silver Singles is a UK-based online dating site which is dedicated to people above what age? I'll give you the choice. Is it over 50s, over 60s, or over 70s? And you need to start quickly going on there and finding out. Their website will start crashing. They won't have had so many people. Chris has just said, Helen asked me to give her a ring for Valentine's. I phoned her on a mobile and she did not answer. That's what I call ungrateful. Nice one, Chris. You be careful you don't get a smack round the ear hole before the end of the quiz. Question number 9. It's one that Mick Roberts will get this one, I know. For our Rotarians will get this one as well. Here we go. Broadcasting between 100 and 102 megahertz FM. What national independent radio station advertises a dating website using the catchline, find someone on your wavelength? Isn't that dreadful? So broadcasting between 100 and 102 megahertz FM, what national independent radio station advertises a dating website using the catchline, find someone on your wavelength? And finally, question number 10, one of those daft questions. You know, we have to have one daft one in the round. On the dating app Tinder, which I'm sure we've all got on our phones, would you swipe left or swipe right to like someone in the hope of getting a match? This is hard work. So question number 10, on the dating app Tinder, would you swipe left or would you swipe right to like someone in the hope of getting a match? Well, it's a pretty straightforward 50-50 guess, that one, isn't it? Unless, of course, you've got Tinder preloaded on your phone. Paul's just saying I swipe right on Grindr, but it might be different. See ya. Yes, well, less of that, Paul. Now then, 10 daft questions about dating. I hope we all managed to somehow get through that one. Some of them were general knowledge. The rest were a bit of rubbish, but never mind. Oh. Okay then, everybody. I trust you're all, well, I know most teams are actually sat in the same room. Some aren't. Oh. John's just saying, I have a Nokia 3210. Yeah, if you swipe right on one of them, I'm not sure if anything happens. Well, it doesn't happen, does it? Oh, dear. All those things, no. Right then, everybody, let's go back to the beginning of that rather tough dating round. I'm sure we've had a few giggles through that round of people that haven't got a clue what we're on about, but never mind. Question number 1, of course, what is the name of the Canadian online dating service that has a web address, pof.com? There was a clue in the word just like you from across the ocean. It's a dating website called Plenty of Fish, implying there are plenty of fish left in the sea, of course. Plenty of Fish. Well, if you got that. Number 2, of course, Silverback hosted Blind Date. I'm sure we would have got that. Number 3, GSOH. If you're a bloke and you're, or a lady even, of course, good sense of humour. GSOH, literally written in a Lonely Hearts advert, means good sense of humour. Question number 4, Paddy McGuinness, Take Me Out. It aimed at, well, I lined them up across the stage and they all had to tell a little tale. There were 30 female contestants. Basically, they had to try and pick 1 out of 30. Number 5, that British dating reality show that's caused a lot of controversy. Of course, is Love Island. I'm sure we've all heard of that. Number 6, who dated an Australian surfer called Blame? Well, of course, it was Barbie. She was on a break from her long-time partner, Ken Carson. Everybody knew that, I'm sure. So it was Barbie. doing a bit of two-timing on Ken. Either that or Ken had been doing a bit of two-timing on her and she told him to clear off. Number 7, that episode of the TV sitcom, which saw the title character receive a ticket for a speed dating event. That was the Vicar of Dibley, of course. The Vicar of Dibley. Obviously, she turned up. There were all the villagers there, which is not what she wanted. Silver Singles is a UK-based online dating site. Well, of course, it's got to be for over 50s. Over 50s singers. I suppose they thought it might be a bit too narrow if they went for the 70s and over. Most 70-year-olds couldn't operate a phone, let alone anything else. So well done if you got over 50s. Broadcasting between 100 and 102 FM. It's classic FM hours after. They use the catch line, find somebody on your wavelength. Classic FM have long had this dating website, trying to match you up with somebody else that's interested in classical music. Well, there we have it. And finally, number 10 on the dating app Tinder, you would have to swipe right in the hope of getting a match. You'd have to swipe right, apparently. Left, you put them in the bucket, right, and apparently if they do the same, then there's a chance that you could get hooked up, apparently. Not that I know anything about this, but there we have it. So there we have it. Let's see how you fared in that round. Anybody get more than about 6 and you're doing well, I think, in that round, but we'll see. However, Rugby Rotary Club, fantastic, 21. That's not bad at all. Leslie Barrett, he needs a bit more online dating, I think, Leslie. There we go. Bombed out with a 4, he said. Jen and Tracy on 18. We've got Sarah and the gang on 18. We've got the weak links and moved on to 22 points. Well, they know their stuff there. Mick Roberts on 19. Pick and Mix on 21. We've got the Giffords on 20. Clive and Dave Anderson are on, Dame Jane Anderson on 19. We've got the Teasers are on 22. The Ridgeways haven't done bad at all on 20. We've got Squeaky Bob on 21. Dylan's on 21. We've got Stephen Hills on 18. Keith Mitchell and Glinster on 18. We've got Mike Yates on 19. Mick Roberts. Wait a minute. He's already pretty scoring, but never mind. We've got another 19 from Mick, so that must be 38. Sorry, Mick. Well, you put me off completely now. Michelle's on 21. Well played. Michelle Gibbons. John's on 19. We've got Jill and Steve on 17. Home Alone 6 on 20. PRS have moved on to 21. George and Amber the Yorkies have now moved on to 15. We've got Don Quizzotti on 19. Pinky and Perky have moved on to 19. Debbie's on to 20. Well played, Debbie. Only one wrong on that round. My guess being 29 has its advantages. It does, I'm sure. What's that? I've been married so long that scoring 5. Well, never mind. 18. Well played. Footy Fox 86 is on 16. We've got Uda Thunkit on 14 points. Carol Green is on 17. Glad to say I did not know much about dating sites. Oh, well. Penny Ground's on 13. We've got the famous 5 on 20 and a half. Well played, you. Split the difference and moved on to 23 points. Lisa Lasky, Team UK USA are on 19. And we've got the Quizzy Rascals on 18 points. So it's all pretty close there. And somebody catching up for the Quizzy Rascals tonight. However, they have the ability, I know they have, to overtake everybody if you're not careful. So everybody on in the 20s here. We've got Split the Difference. We've got the famous 5 in the 20s. We've got Home Alone 6 in the 20s. Michelle's in the 20s. We've got the Ridgeways in the 20s. The Teasers, the Giffords, Pick and Mix. The Weak Links doing very well, and the Rugby Rotary Club. So stay in there, hang in, everybody, because it's going to be a tight finish tonight, I think. Here we go then. Round number 3 is entitled Love Letters. These are 10 questions themed around love, where the answer to the final question will be spelled out by rearranging the first letters of the 10 words in the first 9 answers. Now, there are 10 words, all right, to go for. In other words, 9 of the answers are single-word answers, and one of them is a 2-word answer, which makes 10. You rearrange those 10 initial letters, and it will spell out something I'm after. But I will get to that as we get to it. So basically just 10 general knowledge questions. Question number 1, this is one for you to work out. Name the only city in England that does not have any of the letters from the word lover in its name. Now we're clear with that, Paul. Name the only city in England that does not have any of the letters from the word lover in its name. So it can't be Liverpool, it can't be London, can't be Lincoln, can't be Lowestoft. No, it can't, because that's not a city. Well, it could be. I will give you a second to try and work that one out. Can't remember how many cities there are in England, but it's certainly in the 50s, something like that. Somebody might be able to enlighten me, you good quizzes. Right then. Whilst you're still thinking about that one, you can come back to that in a minute. Question number 2. Now listen carefully, because there's a big clue at the beginning of this, if you like crossword puzzles. With a title meaning to make amends, which 2007 film was advertised with the tagline, "A forbidden love, a secret letter, a child's imagination, and a false accusation"? It's a one-word answer. So question number 2 again, with a title meaning to make amends, which 2007 film was advertised with the tagline, "A forbidden love, a secret letter, a child's imagination, a false accusation." If you're not big film lovers, just work on the clues, the crossword clue really there. To make amends. What's that? I haven't seen anything. Where's the shit? Is it Nazis or us? Oh dear. You be careful writing words like that, Paul. They'll strike you off. Oh, perhaps they won't. Question number 3. Who sang with Meatloaf on his 1981 hit single, "Dead Ringer for Love"? Very famous female singer. So who sang with Meatloaf on his 1981 hit single, "Dead Ringer for Love"? Question number 4. This is a good old TV show. On the TV series Lovejoy, what did the title character buy and sell? Bit of a Jack the Lad, but there we have it. So on the TV series Lovejoy, what did the title character buy and sell? Again, just a one-word answer. Need you to take the initial letter of that answer, write it down somewhere. Oh no. Oh God, I've got to muck this round up actually with this one. Come on. Yes, we're not changed. Oh, I've mucked that one up as well. Oh, to try and make things easy. Never mind. We'll crack on. Where's my pen? Sorry, I've got to muck this round up, but never mind. We'll get there in a minute. Question number 5. Which former poet laureate wrote, "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all"? And that is a 3-word answer. It's not supposed to be, but it is. So which former poet laureate wrote, "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all"? I'm trying to work my way out of this one as we go. Let's see. The letter missing. Right, we'll crack on a bit. Question number 6. Listen carefully to this one. With many of her poems expressing affection and love for women, the ancient poet Sappho was from which Greek island? I'm sure you can work that out. Now think carefully. With many of her poems expressing affection and love for women, the ancient poet Sappho was from which Greek island? That's a good one. PRS. Is that a bit of Matthew? As we left the restaurant, she kissed me and said, "We should have dinner again." "No, thanks," I replied. "I'm full." Ridiculous. Question number 7. According to the Iliad, who was the daughter of Zeus and Dione and was regarded as the Greek goddess of love? So according to the Iliad, who was the daughter of Zeus and Dione and was regarded as the Greek goddess of love? That's a one-word answer. I'm always up for a second dinner this day. Oh dear, that's fair. Question number 8, listen carefully. What is the first name of Lady Chatterley in the D.H. Lawrence novel, Lady Chatterley's Lover? So what is the first name of Lady Chatterley in the D.H. Lawrence novel, Lady Chatterley's Lover? Sure it's a novel you've all read? Maybe not. Wasn't it Bard when it first came out? I can't remember. I'm sure it was. And question number 9. This is a 2-word answer. As I say, I've copped the connection up, but never mind. We'll get there in a minute. Before moving in 2009, which heavenly sounding Scottish football team played their home matches at a stadium that is commonly known as Love Street? Mick Roberts might know that one. He knows all his Scottish football teams. So before moving in 2009, which heavenly sounding Scottish football team played their home matches at a stadium that was commonly known as Love Street? Now then, I need you to take the first letters of your first 9 answers. Forget 2 letters. The first letters of the first 9 answers. I need you to add the letter N, and this is question number 10. The first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the title of which 1942 film, which the American Film Institute named 10th in the 100 greatest love stories of American cinema. And I need you to add the letter N because it seems to be missing. So the first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the title of which 1942 film, which the American Film Institute named 10th in the 100 greatest love stories of the American cinema. It's a 10-letter answer, sorry. And do remember to put the letter N, because you'll find that's actually missing. So take the first letters of each of your answers, add the letter N, and that should give you the name of the film if you're lucky. That's if I've worked it out right after all these cock-ups. Never mind. Should never alter a round which has got initial letters in it, because yeah, I've done that before and it completely knocks things arse about. What's it? Only trying to make it a bit easier for you, of course, but it clearly didn't work and befuddled my brain, but never mind. So hopefully you've all worked out the name of that 1942 film, which the American Film Institute named 10th in the 100 greatest love stories of the American cinema. And a good story it was. I watched that on the plane, good old black and white thing, on the way over to where we were going last year sometime. Remember it well, aeroplanes. I haven't been on one for a year now. Dreadful, isn't it? This time last year, I was sat on a beach. Well, I wasn't actually. I was probably in bed by now, but I would have been sat on a beach had it not been for the fact that I've been in bed in sunny India somewhere. Dear God. Debbie's just put, what did the blueberry say to the other blueberry? I love you very much, dear. That's dreadful, Debbie. That's absolutely dreadful. So come on, let's try and work those answers backwards. See whether you can come up with the same that I was got. If that makes any sense. Not easy these sometimes, but never mind. It's all been good fun. Well, I'm expecting a little bit warmer weather this week. It might not be particularly fine weather. It says that we're in for a good dose of rain now for the next few days, I think. Especially in the Midlands, Rugby, we should be fine. We should be getting some wet weather coming in from the dreaded place called Wales. I don't know why we couldn't have put a big wall up against Wales and stopped the weather coming across, but never mind. It was never going to happen, was it? Right then, how many teams need ball time? How are you doing, Em? Got them all? We're going over them, so they must be getting close. Does anybody need any more time to try and work this out? If you can get the film, it helps you an awful lot with the rest of them. Do just let me know in the chat column if you need a bit more time. If not, I'll crack on and we'll get the answers to you as soon as we can. Yeah, okay, there's no problem. I'm going to give you another minute or so. I'll talk amongst myself whilst you lot are thinking about those. Now then, what do I have next? We've had a nice plum porter from Titanic Brewery. We've had a tin of Jaipur from Thornbridge Brewery, which is quite nice. I think I'm going to start on the Oldies special, which is called the Amber Ale from Oldies. This is a fine little brew. Very cheap, I have to say. It's only £1.20. It's £1.20 for good reason, because there's not a lot of flavour to it, but it's all right. It's quite passable as beer goes. It's clear, it's fizzy, it's cold. It's got alcohol in. We're going to try the Harpers. It can join the remnants of my Jaipur. Well, apparently, according to the BBC news website a little bit earlier, the UK has achieved its target of 15 million vaccinations before the 15th of February, a day early, in fact. So well done to Boris on that respect. At least we weren't getting a load of rubbish while that couldn't happen, especially as the weather's not been very good in various parts of the UK. And, of course, that means that people like me, which are in that category 9 or something, the rather healthier, obviously, end of the category, we should be expecting our vaccinations before the end of March if we're lucky. So we'll see. What's that? Martin said, will you be watching NASA TV on the 18th? What's happening on the 18th? 18th? I don't know. Is this where NASA, the probe's landing on Mars, is it? Oh, yes, that'll be what it is, isn't it, Martin? There's been a few probes gone to Mars this last week, hasn't there? There's been the one from Qatar or something, one from, certainly from, or is it UAE? I don't know. called Hope. That was the one. One from the Middle East called Hope. There's one from China going there, isn't there? Then there's one from NASA going there. So we'll see. Lots of rovers going to Mars, yeah. Right then, everybody, I think I've given you enough time to try and work out that rather sordid mismatch of whatever that I cocked up by changing two as the answers, but never mind. Extra point if you can work out the ones I knackered up. No, that's not true. No, you're right. Boris has got nothing to do with it, Robin. You're quite right. Right, here we go then. Question number one. Name the only city in England that does not have any of the letters from the word lover in its name. That's the city of Bath. The city of Bath. Well done if you got that. Number two, with a tagline meaning to make amends. It was a film called Atonement. Atonement. Number two, who sang with Meatloaf? That was Cher. Number three, the TV series Lovejoy. What did the title character buy and sell? That was Antiques. Number five, this is the one I cocked up. It was supposed to read something else, but basically the former poet laureate who wrote "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all." That was Alfred Lord Tennyson, of course. Number six, that's an interesting one, which I didn't know, but I do now. With many of her poems expressing affection and love for women, the ancient poet Sappho came from the Greek island of Lesbos, hence the term lesbian. Number seven, of course, was Aphrodite. Number eight, I was after Constance. That was the first name of Lady Chatterley. Number nine, that heavenly sounding Scottish football team was St Mirren, and that was the other one I cocked up. That was another two-word one. But never mind, if you took all those initial letters and you added an N, you should have ended up with that 10-letter word, Casablanca, which, of course, was the title of that 1942 film, which the American Film Institute rated as 10th in the all-time greatest love stories of American cinema. So well done that. Now, wait a minute. I haven't started an argument, have I, Robin, about nothing to do with the fact that the vaccinations are being done by dedicated healthcare professionals and not being organised by loads of MPs. Mate, you're right. Well said, Robin. You're quite right, of course. I didn't imply that. Whatever. Right, here we go then. We have Clive and Janet. The teaser's on a fantastic 32 points. Well played, the teaser. Squeaky Bob's on 31. Carol Green's moved on to 27 with Sarah Russ. James and Joe on 28 points. Well played then. The Wheat Links have moved on to 32 points. Doing very well tonight, Martin. Graham Gifford and the Giffords, Jane, are on 28. We've got John Hunwick on 28 points. The Rugby Roach Club have moved on to 31, as has Michelle Charlie. And James, is James with you tonight? I think he is on 31 points. We've got Trish and the Ridgeways are on a fantastic 30. Georgie Lambert and the Yorkies are on 20 points. We've got Pink and Perky on 28. Faye, the Booby Prize Girls are on 22. Mick Roberts and Bev have moved on to 29. Steve Hills and Dexter the Dog are on 23 points. Keith Mitchell's on 27 points. We've got the Famous Five moved on to 28 and 28 and a half. Only a half a point more. We have Home Alone 6 on a fantastic 29 points. Well played then. PRS have moved themselves onto 31 points. Well played, PRS. Quizzy Rascals are now coming up on the rail on 28 points. We've got Dylan on 29 points. Dave, wait a minute. It's just got off my screen. Sorry, I was just getting excited there. Dave Anderson's on 27. We've got Jill and Steve on 24. Jen and Tracy, they're on 8. No, that can't be right. But never mind. Devin McCarthy's moved on to 29. We've got Split the Difference on 33 points, doing very well. Chris Beats on 23. We've got Don Quizzotti moved on to 29. Lisa Galaski, Team UK, USA on 28 points. Pick and Mix moved on to 30 points. Footy Fox 86 on 24. We've got Uda Thunkit on 21 points. Jed and Tracy, sorry, they're on 26 points. And Penny Graham's on 21 with Mike Yates doing remarkably well on 28 points. Well played, Mike. You're doing very well tonight. Yeah, some good scores in there. So, at the moment, if you're 29s, 30s, you're not doing bad at all. So, there's quite a lot of teams thereabouts. Split the Difference, I think, are setting the pace at the moment on 33, but we've got a number of teams on 32, 31, so it's not far behind. So, keep on quizzing, and we'll see how we go. Now then, round number 4 is connections round. We've got 2 sets of connections. So there are 2 sets of 4 questions on general knowledge, plus question 5 and 10 that asks you for a romantically themed connection between the previous 4 answers. All right, so you got the idea. So 4 and then a theme, and then another 4 and a theme. So we'll start off with the first 4 questions. Here we go. Also referred to as a bank shot, that's B-A-N-K with a V. A bank shot. What is the more common name in the United Kingdom for a shot in snooker where a player tries to pot a ball via a cushion? Oh, yes, I remember my time doing a few of these. So, also referred to as a bank shot. What is the more common name in the United Kingdom for a shot in snooker where a player tries to pot a ball via a cushion? It's a one-word answer. I'm sure all you snooker and pool players will know that straight away. And if Paul Lewis doesn't get that one, well, and he will do. Question number 2. What 2 words can go after walk, circle, and imagination to give the titles of hit singles from 1986, 1994, and 2001? So question 2 again, listen carefully. What 2 words can go after walk, circle, and imitation? Did I say imagination? Well, it's imitation. To give the titles of hit singles from 1986, 1994, and 2001. Now, do remember we're looking for a connection here. Question number 3. It's an interesting question. What is the most common nationality amongst all of the winners of the Nobel Prize for Literature? So if you take all the winners from the Nobel Prize for Literature, which nationality has more winners than any other? So I'll read the question again. What is the most common nationality amongst all the winners of the Nobel Prize for Literature? That again is a one-word answer. Just to help you, just in case you thought it was Tristan da Cunha or some other multi-word answer. And question number 4 in this round. In 1990, what became the first city in the United Kingdom to hold the title of European City of Culture? Although I have to say I did find that hard going myself, but there you go. So in 1990, what became the first city in the United Kingdom to hold the title of European City of Culture? Not that we'll be allowed to be part of that anymore, I suppose, but never mind. And of course, question 5 again. What is the Valentine's Day related connection between the previous 4 answers? So one word I'm after. One word connects the previous 4 answers that we've got. I will give you a second to try and work that out. Do remember all the questions are down in the chat column on the right hand side, providing the chat column's been behaving itself, which I think it has. It's a very close competition tonight, I have to say, and it's great to see so many teams taking part. We've got 84 people taking part tonight, which is good. A lot of those are teams of multiple teams and more than 1 or 2, so I think we've got a couple of 100 people taking part tonight easily in the quiz. Do remember, if you like the quiz, give us a thumbs up. I've got 28 at the moment. Let's see whether we can beat 30, which I think I got last week. So if we can get past 30, I'll be doing well. And do remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Pewey1957. It's a simple, just a 1-button press. You will get notifications of any up and coming quizzes. Although most of you know that I do them twice a week, so and I can't write anymore because it drives my wife spare writing the quizzes anyway. But never mind. Something to do on a Wednesday night or Sunday night, I keep telling her, but never mind. Right then, let's give you the second set of 4 questions, and then I will give you a little bit longer and see whether we can give you a little bit longer to work out the connection in the second connection. Right then, here we go. This is question number 1 in the second set of connection round, which is, I suppose, number 6. Whistle and flute. Whistle and flute is a Cockney rhyming slang term meaning what? So if somebody came up to you and it was a Cockney and he said, you've got a very nice whistle and flute, what would he be talking about? Are you looking forward to the pub reopening, Paul, or are you happy that the pub's closed? I don't know. Question number 2, listen carefully. Since its inception in 1972, which large travel guidebook publisher has now sold more than 120 million books? They've also got obviously websites and apps on your phone and whatever else. So since its inception in 1972, which a large travel guidebook publisher has now sold more than 120 million books. You do find them all over the place, all over the world. And they're also available on your phone as an app and on the website, of course. That, to help you, is a 2-word answer. I'm sure you're not particularly stressed with that one. So question number 3, this will take you back to your school days when you could do proper experiments. Potassium permanganate is an inorganic compound with the chemical formula KMNO4 that dissolves in water to give what coloured solution? We all remember when we used to mix that with a bit of water. So potassium permanganate is an inorganic compound with a chemical formula KMNO4 that dissolves in water to give what coloured solution? Obviously, if you don't put enough in, it's rather pale. So I mean plenty of it in, you know. What colour does it go? Question number 4. Hammond, pipe, and reed are all types of what instrument? So Hammond, pipe, and reed are all types of what instrument? And of course, question number 5, what is the one-word Valentine's Day related connection between the previous 4 answers? It's a bit tenuous because they don't all fit quite so nicely as round number 1, but what is the one-word Valentine's Day related connection between the previous 4 answers? Okay, I will give you just a second to try and work all those out. See how we're faring. The Harper's Amber Ale is going down quite nicely, I have to say, but never mind. It's only because it's cheap. Well, we've got the car going to be charging in about an hour's time when the electricity gets very cheap. It has been very cold though. I've had to have the heating on in the house, although it's off at the moment. It's been off since about lunchtime. The temperature in here, because it did get very warm early. It's still 22 degrees in here. Never mind. See, Royce just said, now that's very clever. I've come down with the new peekaboo variant of the virus. They're taking me straight to ICU. See, that's very clever, Roy. I knew you should have been a stand-up. Where did you come up with these things? That's very clever. Oh dear. Sure, you could write things for Tim Vine. Yeah, that was very good, wasn't it, Martin? Oh well, it's great to see everybody still enjoying the quiz and at least talking to each other, staying in touch. I hope by knowing all the names, so you've made some friends with at least one or two other people whilst we've been doing the quiz. And it's interesting to see how many people we've got from all over the country, and indeed from sunny California. I wonder what the temperature is in sunny California today. You haven't told me. Lisa, you'll have to let me know what the weather's like out there. It can't be as cold as it's been here. We've had a real Arctic blast for the last few weeks. But never mind. Can you list the questions, please? They've all been listed, Keith. Have you not got any of them? I've got them all. You want what? There are two different chat columns. You can be on Top Chat or what's the other one? Live Chat or Top Chat. If you go to the top of the chat column, what does it need to be on? Live Chat. Yeah, you need to be on Live Chat, I think. If you go on to Top Chat, you might find it's blocking. I don't know quite why it does. I have no idea. No idea why they've got two different. Somebody's going to explain to me one day why we've got two different chat columns. Well, it's not just one bill. Never mind. How many rounds left? Because I need to make sweet, sweet love to my wife. That's what I said to my wife as well, Paul, but she wants to go and sleep in the other bed tonight. She said, you've had too much beer. Oh, dear. Right then, should we get some marking done? Have we? Yes? Have we all got answers? What's that? Sorry. Right, okay. Okay. Let's go back to the beginning then. Connections round. Here we go. Final list missed the first one. Right, I'll quickly run through. Keith, listen carefully. Number one was that bank shot, what's it more commonly referred to in the game of snooker. It's a shot where the player tries to pot a ball via a cushion. Number two was what two words go after walk, circle, and imitation to give the titles of hit singles from 86, 94, and 2001. Number three, what is the most common nationality amongst all the winners of the Nobel Prize for Literature? Number four, in 1990, what became the first city in the United Kingdom to hold the title of European City of Culture? And of course, what was the connection between the previous four answers? All right, Hilary, we'll have less of that. What was she put? I don't know what I was referred to, but Paul is sleeping in the spare room. Oh, dear God. Right, okay, let's get back. Here we go then, everybody. Are we ready for some answers? Previous ones? Yes, okay, right, here we go then. Sorry, Keith. Question number one, of course, that bank shot is better known as a double. A double, if you take it off the opposite cushion and then knock it in the hole. Number two, the two words that go after walk and circle, of course, are of life. Walk of Life, Circle of Life, and Imitation of Life. They were songs by Dire Straits, Elton John, and R.E.M. Number three, what's the most common nationality amongst the winners of the Nobel Prize for Literature? That is France. France have won more Nobel Prizes for Literature than anybody else, apparently. Number four, of course, was Glasgow, that city that's won the title of European City of Culture. And the one word that connects them is kiss, a double kiss. Of course, a headbutt, which is a Glasgow kiss, a French kiss, and the kiss of life, of course. Well done if you work that out, especially with a Glasgow kiss, but never mind. I'm sure it's a bit of a slang term, that one, but never mind. Question number one in the second part of the round. Whistle and flute, of course, is Cockney Roman slang for a suit. Number two, that travel book guide publisher is Lonely Planet. Number three, potassium permanganate, of course, in water solution, if there's plenty of it, is purple. And number four, Hammond, pipe, and reed are all types of organ. And the thing that connects them, of course, is a heart. Purple Heart, Lonely Heart. Heart is a kind of one of the suits, I suppose, in a pack of cards. And an organ, I suppose, is a heart, isn't it? Yeah, it was a bit of a dodgy one, that one, but never mind. I'm sure you'll work that out. So there we have it. That's the end of round number 4, the connections round. I hope you've all worked that out. We're coming up with a nice, straightforward trivia trail next with nothing to do with Valentine's. Well, there are only 2 quick connections. Right, we've got the Wheat Links on 42 points. Well played, the Wheat Links. Anne and Dave Allenson on 37 points. We've got PRS on 41 points. Squeaker Bobber on 39. We've got Trish, the Ridgeways, on 40 points. Mick Robertson on 35. We've got the Rotary Club of Rugby on 41 points. Mike Yates on 34. We've got Sarah, Russ, Joe and James on 38. We've got Chris Beach on 33 points. Michelle, Charlie are doing very well. And James on 39. Pink and Perky, there's a top marks on that round on 38 points. Well played, you. The Giffords have moved on to... I've lost them. Sorry. The Giffords have moved on to 37. Well played, Graham and Jane. Faye and the Boob Prize Girls are on 27. We've got the Famous 5 on 38.5. That's a good score. Dylan's on 37. Got Carol Green on 34. No connection score. That's a shame. Keith Mitchell's on 34. We've got Home Alone 6 on 39 points. That's a good score. Jen and Tracy are now on 34. We've got the Teasers have moved on for 42 points. Well played, our friends from up north. John Hunwick's on 35. We've got Georgie and Rory on 26 for the Yorkies. Team UK USA on a fantastic 38 points. We've got Footy Fox 86 on 31. Jill and Steve are on 29. Henry Farnham's on 28. We've got Pinger Mix on 40. Don Quizzote's now moved on to 39. Penny Brown's on 29. We've got Debbie McCarthy on 36. Split the difference on 41 points. So we've got any more teams to come in. So we've got Split the difference on 41. We've got Don Quizzote 39. Team UK USA 38. We've got the Teasers 42. Home Alone 6 39 points. Famous 5 38.5. Michelle Gibbons 39. Pinky Bear 38. 41 for the Rotary Club. Ridgeways are on 40. PRS 41. Wheat Links at the moment 42 points. Now they in the lead, I think. Ooh, I think the Wheat Links at present are in the lead. Come on then, Martin. Let's see how and Andrew and Jane and Tina, of course. Come on, the running. There's 2 rounds left. We start with this, which is a trivia trail. We have 10 generalized questions where the last letter of each of your answers is the first letter of the next answer. And it's pretty straightforward, the trivia trail tonight. It's nothing to do with Valentine at all. This is all just general knowledge. So here we go. Question number 1, listen carefully. The start of the autumn term at Oxford and Cambridge universities is named after which Christian festival and quarter day? It's a one-word answer I'm after. So the start of the autumn term at both Oxford and Cambridge universities is named after which Christian festival and quarter day? Who'd have thunk it? I ended up with 26 points, and the Quizzy Rascals are also still in the race on 36 points. Yes, it's been a bit of a different quiz tonight. I have to say, Pick a Mix, they're on 40 points. They're doing very well. Right, take the last letter of that quarter day or Christian festival, and it gives you the first letter of number 2, which Roy Jobe will get straight away and Chris Speak as a serious golfer. Before the rules of golf changed in 1952, if an opponent's ball was obstructing your line, you were said to be what? It's a one-word answer, starting with the letter from the previous answer. So before the rules of golf changed in 1952, if an opponent's ball was obstructing your line, you were said to be what? That's a good sounding word by any sound. It's a very woody word, that. Right, take the last letter of that word to describe an obstruction of your ball, so to speak. I'm not that old, Nick. You don't have to be that old. They still use it in modern parlance, Roy. It's still there. Question number 3. The village of Scratchy Bottom can be found in which English county? One word answer which will help you. So the village of Scratchy Bottom can be found in which English county? And I don't think we've got anybody taking part in the quiz tonight from that county, or currently taking part in the quiz from that county. That may help a bit, but not much. Rules out Cambridge, obviously. I don't think I've ever been there, to be fair. The wife and I cycled through Dull in Scotland. That was an interesting place. In fact, we cycled through many a strange. Right. Question number 4. Listen carefully. In December 2018, Ray Kelvin was forced to stand down as CEO of which luxury clothing company for allegedly hugging employees in an inappropriate manner? I think they said he was a little bit of a perv, personally. That was what it was all about. So in the December of 2018, I'm sure you remember it, it was on the news, Ray Kelvin was forced to stand down as CEO of which luxury clothing company for allegedly hugging employees in an inappropriate manner. You never want to do that with your employees, that's what I've been told. But, Two-word answer, that is a 2-word answer. So remember to take the last letter of your previous answer, which was that county, of course, of the UK, and that should give you the first letter of that 2-word answer, that company that I was after. MTY. I don't know what that means. Oh my God. My bridesmaid was one of his huggies. She didn't sue him, did she? Question number 5. Listen carefully. Leading on, take the last letter of that company, and it is the first letter of this 2-word answer. Which tea time quiz show host, co-host even, is associated with the catchphrase, "Well done if you got that at home"? He is a bit condescending, I have to say, but not quite as condescending as who's that bloke off University Challenge? He's dreadful. So which tea time quiz show co-host is associated with the catchphrase, "Well done if you got that at home"? He normally says it as about 2 minutes to 6, if that's any help whatsoever. That's a 2-word answer I'm after. Oh, it's Jeremy Paxman, that's the guy. He needs to give up on University Challenge. Does anybody agree? Just agree in the agree column if you think he ought to give up. He's too old. They need somebody younger like me that doesn't know the classics. Oh dear. Right, take the last letter of that surname, and it's the first letter of number 6. What is the basic working unit of the brain? A specialized cell designed to transmit information to other nerve cells, muscles, or glands. It's a singular answer I'm after. So what is the basic working unit of the brain or cell? A specialized cell designed to transmit information to other nerve cells, muscles, or glands. Often when they do these pictures of the brain, they've got all these things firing off all over the place. What are they called? And just take the singular answer for that one. I don't need a plural. Although there's millions of them, I only need one of them. Take the last letter of that cell, and it will give you the first letter of number 7. How many children were left fatherless by the death of Prince Albert in the December of 1861? So how many children were left fatherless by the death of Prince Albert in the December of 1861? Not quite sure what he died of, but many people theorise that he died of typhoid, wasn't it? What's that? Another death question? Have I had too many questions about death tonight? Oh dear. I'll have to have a round on murder and mysteries or something. Right, take the last letter of that number, and it's the first letter of number 8. What was the surname of the classical composer born in Lower Broadheath, Worcestershire, who was appointed Master of the King's Music in 1924? I'm sure our friends from Worcestershire will get that one all right. So what was the surname of the classical composer born in Lower Broadheath, Worcestershire, who was appointed Master of the King's Music in 1924? Yes, Sarah's got a big one up there. Big thumbs up from Sarah and the gang. I hope you know that one. Just need his surname, of course. You don't need to put down his first name. What's that? He lived over the road from us for a brief time. Well, I hope you went and made yourselves known to him. Well done, you, Sarah. He lived over the road from us for a brief time. Russ says to point out we weren't alive at the time. Oh, well, that's fair enough. Right, question number 9. Drawing on his interests in sports, who named his first full line of menswear Polo in 1968? It's a 2-word answer, pretty straightforward, that one. So drawing on his interests in sports, who named his first full line of menswear Polo in 1968? It's a strange name to call you. Fancy calling it after a mint. God, dear goodness. Right, take the last letter of that famous designer, and it's the first letter of this 1-word answer. Developed during World War II, what name is given to an incendiary mixture of a gelling agent and a volatile petrochemical? Pretty nasty weapon, I have to say. So developed during World War II, what name is given to an incendiary mixture of a gelling agent and a volatile petrochemical? It's a 1-word answer. And of course, the last letter of that one will take you all the way back to the first letter of number 1, that quarter day. Right then, everyone, that's the end of that rather straightforward, I think, tricky trivia trail. So hopefully some teams have done pretty well on that one. Was that Fox's Glacier Mint? Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, we've got many people with very sharp wits, I have to say. They've been doing very well with the chat tonight. We've had some good jokes in there. Do feel free, all of you, at any time. You don't have to, you know, if you fancy putting a little joke in there, any time. We've had some good jokes and bad jokes and some excellent jokes. And some people that should be comedians, I have to say. The likes of Roy and Chris Peake, they've got it sorted, I think. All like playing golf, that's what does it. But never mind. Right then, everybody, let's do some. Let's give you some answers after that first round. That 5th round trivia trial. I think all of you should have at least 10 answers to that. I don't think you need any more time, do you? Right, here we go. Then the trivia trail. The start of the autumn term in Oxford and Cambridge is known as Michaelmas, which is also the name of the quarter day. That gave you the S, of course, for that tricky word. To be obstructed in your line is to be stymied. To be stymied. That's a tricky word, isn't it? But never mind, to be stymied. It's a lovely word. That gave you the D, of course, for Dorset, where you can find scratchy bottom, or in my case, Warwickshire. That gives you the T, of course, for Ted Baker, that guy that allegedly hugged his employees. It was on the television, so he couldn't really deny it, could he? That gave you the R for Richard Osmond, that co-host, with the catchphrase, well done if you got that one at home. bit condescending, but never mind. That gave you the N for the neuron. A neuron, of course, those cells in the brain. That gave you the N for 9. 9 children she had, and no miscarriages. So she did very well to Victoria, actually, to have 9 children. That gave you the N, of course, for Teddy Elgar, or Edward Elgar, that lived over the road from our friends in Worcester, who weren't alive at the time, but never mind. That gave you the R, of course, for Ralph Loren, and that gave you the N for Napalm, which took you all the way back to Michaelmas. So well done if you got all those. Right, then we've just got 1 round left, so let's hope those near or nearabouts can stay in the hunt in the last round, where it could be break or bust even. So, Teddy Elgar, as Ted. I'll tell you the story, Roy. Carol wasn't in the shop one day, and this pompous guy came in and asked for some Arnold Bax on CD. And I turned around to him, I said, "You mean Arnie?" Oh dear. You should have seen his face. Never mind. Right, let me just go through some scores. They're running away with me as we speak. Right, we've got Dave and Ann Anderson, our friends from all the way down south, on 46 points. Carol Green saying, hurrah, 43 points. Mick Roberts on 45. The Ridgeway's 50 points there in the running tonight. We've got Sarah and Russ on 47 points, and James and Joe. Piggy and Perky are also on 47 points. Georgie Lambert and the Yorkies are on 33 points. PRS moved on to 51 points. Well played, PRS. Squeaky Bobbum now on 49. We've got Graham Gifford and Jane on 46. We've got Chris Speak on 42. Michelle and the gang are on 40 points. The Weak Links 49. Can we stop now? Oh dear, I thought you were going to stand the lead there. Jill Pughes on 39 points. Well played, Jill and Steve. We've got Home Alone 6 on 49 points. The Teasers, however, have moved on to 52 points. Well played, the Teasers. We've got Don Quixote on, just gone off my screen, sorry, Don Quixote on 49 points, Becca Mixer on 49 points. Famous Five on 46 and a half. We've got Debbie McCarthy on her own on 46 points. Faye and the Booby Prize Girls, we really did try, she said, on 30 points. Footy Voxers on 40. Got Hillary, Stephen Dexter on 37 points. I bet Dexter's fallen asleep now, hasn't he? Keith Mitchell's on 43. We've got the Quizzy Rascals on 46 points. Rugby Roach got 51 points. Michelle Gibbons saying, sorry, 48. Yes, what did you say earlier? Never mind, 48 points, very good. Jed and Tracer on 43 points. We've got Dylan on 44. Team UK, USA on 47 points. Just got there in the nick of time. Penny Graham on 35. Mike Yates on 40. Split the difference on 50 points. I'll be back, says Roy. 37 points for who'd have thunk it? Sorry, error. 35 points, not 37. Never mind. Who cares? It's the taking part. Anyway, talking about that, we've got split the difference on 50. We have the Rugby Roach Club 51 points. We've got, wait a minute, we got anybody on 49. We've got Lisa Lassie, Michelle Gibbons on 48. We've got Rugby Roach Club 51. We have Pick and Mix 49, Don Quixote 49, the Teasers 52 points. Home Alone 6, 49. Squeaky Bob's on 49. We've got PRS on 51. And we've got Trish the Ridge Racer on 50. So it's all very close here as we go into the last round. So don't let your guards drop. You need to try and get all these right if you can, because it could make or break the last round. So here we go. Round number 6. This is a Valentine's Day mix of general rubbish. Some of it is to do with Valentine's Day. Most of it's not, but never mind. It's just a general pick and mix of general knowledge. So into the last round we go. It's been great to see so many people taking part tonight. Do remember, give me a thumbs up or a like if you've liked the quiz. And do feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Pewey1957. Right then, question number 1 is one of those dreadful phobia questions. Trypanophobia is an extreme fear of which common medical procedure, thousands of which currently take place each day? That's not particularly tricky, is it? So trypanophobia is an extreme fear of which common medical procedure, thousands of which currently take place each day? Should we say hundreds of thousands each day? I'm giving it away. I'm giving it away. I know. Never mind. It's a good phobia by any standards. And if any of you are trypanophobics, do get in touch with me and see whether we can do something about it. Question number 2. What is the name of the Volkswagen Beetle in the 1968 Disney film, The Love Bug? So what was the name of the Volkswagen Beetle in the 1968 Disney film, The Love Bug? Dead easy so far, I'm sure. Question number 3. This is some lyrics, so you'll have to bear with me. I could sing it, but I would probably get shot by Robin, so I'm looking out the window, just make sure he's not really sights on me. You'd think that people would have had enough of silly love songs. I look around me and I see it isn't so. Are the lyrics to which 1976 hit song, are the lyrics to a 1970s hit song by which band? It was the band I'm after. So you'd think that people would have enough of silly love songs. I look around me and I see it isn't so. Are the lyrics to a 1976 even hit song by which band? It's all right. I'm talking myself to death now. Yeah, I probably talked too much, but never mind. Question number 4. This is an easy one, surely, for all you horsey people. How many times does a horse have to tackle the fence known as Valentine's to win the Grand National? Now, there's 2 options there. So how many times does a horse have to tackle the fence known as Valentine's to win the Grand National? I know 1 or 2 people who know that. Dead easy question, that one, surely. Question number 5 is another musical question. Which of the following acts has not had a UK #1 hit single with the word love in its title? Now, I'll give you the choice. Is it Take That, Boyzone, or Westlife? Now, one of those was very, very big, so you can rule out one, I'm sure, straight away. So which of the following acts has not had a UK #1 hit single with the word love in its title? I'll give you the choice. Is it Take That, Boyzone, or Westlife? Bit of a tricky one, that one. Never mind. Question number 6. In the pilot episode of the TV show Friends, which of the main characters arrives at the coffee shop Central Perk in her wedding dress after being ditched at the altar? Just a 1-word answer I'm after. Only need a character name. So in the pilot episode of the TV show Friends, which of the main characters arrives at the coffee shop Central Perk in her wedding dress after being ditched at the altar? My daughter will know that straight away because she's watched the whole lot back to front, haven't you, Liz? She knows it better than Harry Potter, I think. Yeah, there's not many of them, so there's a good guess in there, really, isn't there? And as my son's got 3 chickens named after them, it's got to be one of those, hasn't it? Fancy having chickens named after female characters in. Anyway, that's enough. Right, question number 7. Listen carefully. Name any year, this is a bit more technical, this one, in which Alistair Darling served as Chancellor of the Exchequer. So name any year in which Alistair Darling served as Chancellor of the Exchequer. And he wasn't our worst Exchequer, I'm sure. Not worse than him. Not that I'm saying he was any good, I'm just saying we've had worse than him. And I should know, I've been alive long enough to see a few chancellors. Question number 8 for all you lovers of sweets. Does a love heart, we all remember love hearts, don't we, have a message on each side, a different message on each side, or just one message on one side? Wait a minute, I'll say that again so we get it right. Does a love heart sweet have the same message on each side, a different message on each side, or just one message on one side? It's a few years since I have them, I have to say. Can't even remember what they used to say, but are you my friend? I love you, something like that. Can't remember what they used to have on them. You are beautiful, and I used to go, ooh, thank you very much. Question number 9 is a proper literary question. At just 4 years old, who was the youngest of the Darling children in J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan? I don't know where this, we've got a Darling bloody round here. I can see it coming. Oh, sorry, we've got a Darling round coming up here. So, at just 4 years old, who was the youngest of the Darling children in J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan? Come on, who knows their Peter Pan back front? Who's watched it on Disney? I should know. And finally, to finish the quiz tonight, one question, this might sort you all out. So make sure you get this one right. And just think laterally, it's pretty straightforward, this one. One of the main protagonists of an American animated sitcom, which fictional TV character has the email address chunkylover53@aol.com? So question 10 again. One of the main protagonists of an American animated sitcom, which fictional TV character has the email address chunkylover53@aol.com? Although after doing various bits of research, his age does seem a little bit open to question, should we say, but never mind. Right then, there we have it. There are your 10 answers. Well, sorry, 10 questions. Lydia's put them down in the chat column on the right-hand side. One or two of those are a little bit awkward, but never mind. Let's see who's feeling confident of doing well tonight. It's been a very close competition. And yeah, a little bit off-piste tonight. It's not all been just general knowledge, especially rounds like dating rounds and whatever else, but never mind. At least you'll know now which dating websites to go, which might suit, you know, Silver Surfers, remember that one? And then it's Classic FM's dating website. So if you're looking for love, there's plenty of dating websites out there. But never mind. I'm sure most of us are not in the lockdown, but never mind. Okay then, everybody. Do we need any more time? No, I don't think so. Hey, we're eating love hearts. Well, you should know then. PRS should know if they've got some love hearts to hand. We'll all be emailing Chunky Lover. I wonder what comes back if you email Chunky Lover. That's interesting, isn't it? Never mind. I'm surprised that actually. Oh no, I'm surprised that. Right then, here we go. Let's put you all out your misery, see how we've all fared. Because that wasn't particularly tricky, was it, that last round? But there were a couple of tricky ones in there. So, trypanophobia is the extreme fear of vaccinations. In fact, anything to do with vaccinations, something to do with subcutaneous injections in the skin, if you put that down. But vaccinations will do fine. Number 2, well, it's the name of the Volkswagen Beetle. That, of course, is Herbie. Number 3, the band I was after, well, it was Paul McCartney and Wings. Paul McCartney and Wings, something to do with that. Number 4, how many times does a horse have to tackle Valentine's to win the Grand National? That's twice. He has to go over Valentine's twice. Number 5, which of the following acts has not had a UK #1 hit single? That's Boyzone, because both Take That and Westlife, one of which had How Deep Is Your Love, and the other had My Love, are #1s for Take That and Westlife. Number 6, it was Rachel that had been dumped and ditched at the altar. Number 7, if you knew that Alistair Darling was Chancellor of the Exchequer, it was somewhere between 2007 and 2010. Very well done if you worked that out, because I'm not sure as I could have got that. Question number 8, does a Love Heart Suite have the same message on each side, different messages on each side, or just one message on one side? Well, it's just one message on one side, of course. Number 9, at just 4 years old, who was the youngest of the Darling children? That was Michael, baby Michael. He was only 4 years old. And final number 10, the protagonist of the American animated sitcom. Which fictional TV character has the email address chunkylover53 at AOL.com? That is Homer Simpson, of course. Homer Simpson. Well done, people. I'm sure a lot of you might have figured that one out. So that's the end of the quiz tonight. It's been great to see so many people. We've had 80 plus tonight, up to 85 certainly taking part tonight, which is great considering most of the teams comprise 3 or 4 people or more. And let's have some scores in. So, Dylan, fantastic score of 51. Pinky and Perky on 54. That's fantastic. The teasers end up on 60. 1 point. That could be the winning score of the night. However, George Lambert on 39. The Orchid Squeak Bum on 57. Keith Mitchell on 53. We've got the Giffords on 53. Mike Yates ends up with 47. Well done, Mike. Then David Allen on 54. We've got the Rugby Roach Club on 58 points. Well done, the Rugby Roach Club. Michelle ends up with 56. Pick a Mix, 59 points. Well played, Pick a Mix. PRS, 60 points. Well played, PRS. There or thereabouts. They were last week's winners, and it looks like they've just been picked tonight. We've got the Quizzy Rascals on 56. Well played them. Hilary Farnan. So that's Hilary, Dexter, whatever else. On 44, we've got Don Quizzotti on 58. Well played, Don Quizzotti. That's another great score. Footy Fox 86 on 46. The Wheat Links end up, after all, on 54 points. They've dipped out a little bit in the last 2 rounds, but well played, Martin. You were there or thereabouts going into those last 2 rounds. The Ridgeways, 58 points. That's a cracking score. Well played, you. Wait a minute, where have we got to? Oh, it's just gone off the page. Mick Roberts on 54. We've got Debbie McCarthy also on 54. Sarah's on 52. Carol said, I enjoyed it, I think, she says, on 51 points. Home Alone 6, 58 points. Surely that's going to be nearly a winning score. It's called the Ridgeways anyway. Faye sent 38 for the pair of us. Made a headway in round 6. Thanks for a great quiz. Jen and Tracy ended up on 51. Got the famous 5. Ended up on 52.5. Well played, John and the gang. Penny Graham on... just gone off the page. Penny Graham on 40. Chris Speak, 49. He's saying thanks. Good night, Chris. Well done. Who'd have thunk it on 43? Jill Pugh ends up with Steve on 47. Well played. We've got Chris Mead and Split the Difference on 59 points. Well played them. So, all in all, it looks like Team UK USA on 54 points, and I'm sure there's 1 or 2 other teams there that haven't put their scores in, but never mind. Well played, everybody, and thank you very much for taking part. So, it looks like we've got Split the Difference, 59. We have Home Alone 6, 58. We have Trish Ridgway, and the Ridgway's on 58. We've got Don Quizzotti, 58. We've got PRS on 60. Pick a Mix, 59. We've got the Rotary Club of Rugby, 58. We've got Squeak 157. We've got the Teasers, however. It looks like the Teasers have got it tonight, so well played, Clive and Janet, and the rest of the Teasers, because I know you're over the other sides of the River Tees or whatever else, with 61 points. That's a fantastic score. You must have somebody in your team that's very good at knows all about dating and Valentine's, but never mind. So thank you all for taking part tonight. And I look forward to seeing some of you, if not all of you, again Wednesday night. And if not, do come and join us next Sunday. It'll be back to a normal quiz. I know tonight was a little bit random, but never mind. You did all very well. And it'd be great to see you all again. So thank you very much, especially all those thumbs up. We've got 37 likes tonight, which is really a record. And also we've got more teams taking part than ever. So good night all, and thank you very much for taking part. I will make sure that I put everybody. Do remember, if you look on Facebook when I post the quiz, I always put a little write-up of who was there or thereabouts and the week before. So it's always worth looking to see whether your team is mentioned on Facebook or any other format as winners, losers, or runners-up or whatever else. Anyway, good night all, and cheers. Stay safe. Hope we all get our vaccinations over the next week or two, unless, of course, you're in the much younger age group, which some of you are. So good night all, and thank you very much. I'm ending now. Cheers.